device, just head on over to SuperTalk TV or CSpire TV. We are there also. But you'll see that I got a new friend in the studio with me. I got Jen Anderson. She's a Chief Marketing Officer at CSpire, and they recently launched new solutions as part of their Connect and Protect initiative, which I think is amazing. And Jen, I'm going to get you to move over and get straight in front of the mic for me. Sorry about that. Pull it up for you. Pull it up just a little bit. Because as to telling you, I'm mom of a 12-year-old. Now the 5-year-old, not worried about her. We're at that age where we're starting to contemplate the first phone or whatever it may be. And I know many listening have children or grandchildren that are already, hardcore sort of into it. So anytime we can protect our kids in that area, I think it's a good thing to learn about. So what is it, and how does this new sort of program work there at CSpire?
Absolutely, Rebecca. It's so great to be on here to be able to talk about CSpire's Connect and Protect initiative. So I will say we first launched this a year ago, and Connect and Protect at CSpire is really about three things. It is about giving parents easy and free, let me emphasize free, easy to use setup guides to help parents customize if your child has an Apple Watch or an Android Watch or an iPhone or some other type of smartphone, to help parents customize some of the parental control and screen time settings. So it's a set of free guides. It is a lot of parental resources as well, talking to our children or grandchildren about technology. How to use it in safe, positive ways is so critical. And then it's also a set of wireless plans. Last year, we launched our CSpire Connect and Protect Beginner Plan. It came out of the box, still does, with no data attached to it. So kids get a phone, they can talk, they can text with a list of parentally approved contacts. They can even FaceTime in some cases, and parents, again, to approved contacts. And then parents are able to track their location, and that's it. It really makes a phone and helps.
Back when it was when we were back in our day.
Exactly. It really makes a phone a tool, not a toy. It helps kids safely connect and gives parents peace of mind. Well, recently we launched 2 more wireless plans to go with our CSpire Connect and Protect Beginner Plan. We've launched our intermediate plan now, which gives kids right out of the gate a little bit more data, access to the internet, still no social media access. And then on our CSpire wireless network, we are filtering out harmful content, adult content. We filter that so it doesn't even make it across our network to kids. We block that on the cellular side. And then we've launched our advanced Connect and Protect plan. And this gives kids access to even more data. It does allow for social media access. We're still filtering out potentially harmful, objectionable adult content from kids at the cellular network level. So they don't just accidentally
get on it.
That is the goal. Exactly. So if you're on CSpire's network using that phone, we are trying to help parents by blocking that on the network side, which is very different than what you find with other providers. So we've rolled out these 2 new plans. Rebecca, over the last year, we've heard from more than 500 parents across Mississippi that they are looking for some other options as their children grow, to be able to give them a little more access when the time is right. You got it.
Because, you have 2 trains of thought on this. It's like, oh, it's evil. I'm going to keep them away from it as long as possible. But then that's sticking your head in the sand because your kids live in a digital world. So we have to figure out a way to be, responsible with it, but also not keep them behind. I mean, you don't want them completely, but they can't also at the same time. It's also impossible because in certain school settings, particularly the one we're in, as I was sharing with you, Jen, I mean, in middle school, they get handed an iPad or a tablet, and then as soon as they move into now 7th grade, this is just our experience, they get a MacBook.
Yes.
And so, I mean, obviously the school has their own some regulations, but it's not. But your kids are being ushered into a digital world, whether we necessarily want to or not. And so we have to figure that out.
Absolutely. And that's where some of the resources that we've developed and worked with other experts on really come into play. We want to make sure that parents know what are kids accessing, how are they responding to it, and how can we help not just parents but their kids figure out, okay, how to best use social media, digital technology in a way that makes sense for them and helps them and tries to block out some of the harmful aspects of it.
Well, I think that in itself is helpful because you have well-meaning children and well-meaning adults. You just type in the wrong. We've all said, "Oh, I didn't mean to Google that," and then I didn't know that would pop up, or or sort of whatever it may be. So, to me, that would be very helpful. The 3 different plans, though, Jen, is that 3 different devices? Now, I know most people don't keep phones longer than a year or 2 anyway. Gone are the days of having a phone for I think Rhino maybe was the longest running around here that has the same phone. But is it an actual plan, or is it an actual device that moves up from beginner to intermediate to advanced?
That is a great question. It is a plan. So parents can bring any device they want, whether it is, like you said, Rebecca, the iPhone that you are handing down because it is time for something new for you. So your child is getting your old phone. You can bring that to CSpire's network and then choose the plan that gives your child the right level of access that you all have agreed on, and then be able to set them up. And then when they're ready for another level of access, we kind of think about it as graduating up from beginner to intermediate all the way to advanced. When they're ready for that next level, you don't even have to change the phone out if you don't want to. We can move them up to that next level of wireless plan to give them a little bit different access.
And then 2, with the plan sort of change, that is for devices and watches, right? Or is it just phones?
So the different plans are primarily for our phones. We actually have a standalone watch plan as well, and a free guide to help parents when your child is ready for their first watch. And we see that kind of as the starter device for a lot of kids these days. It's an iPad or it's a watch, and the watch is great because they're wearing that around and you're able to track them. Yes, exactly. It's a lot harder to put that down and walk away from it, or leave it in a backpack or a desk. So we've got a standalone watch plan as well, and we give parents the same free setup guide to help them lock that down and make sure on the watch your child is only able to contact the people you're ready for them to be able to contact or message with. So same type of setup, but another plan for our watch for children.
I'll have to tell parents who are in that weird in-between age. We've had a smartwatch for 2 years now for Nebug, and it's been the perfect, and it's a parental plan, all the things, and it's been the perfect device for us to communicate, her not lose it, and then have very limited access to whatever. I mean, because so many of our kids are so active after school or friends, and so you still need that connection device, but they don't need that yet. Kind of
exactly all the other things,
all the other things that come along. You mentioned, Jen, that CSpire does it differently than other companies, and it's obvious in what you guys are offering. Why did y'all feel that it was important to take the extra time, energy, and resources to do things intentionally different?
Rebecca, I would say, how can we not? I mean, it is impossible to miss right now all of the headlines, all of the news about some of the digital threats that exist, the impact of social media in particular, of screen time on children. I mean, over the last decade and a half, we have seen as a tech company so much of that and of some of the risks that come for children with that, mental health, cyberbullying, self-esteem issues, you name it. And so as a technology company, and as a family-owned technology company, we felt like it was critical and just something we have to be committed to be able to offer this kind of technology to help keep kids safe when they're online and help empower parents to be able to protect them and find that right level of technology. It is, and it changes so rapidly. What worked even yesterday doesn't tomorrow. And so having a team that focuses on where is it going and how can we help parents and kids be able to use technology in a really positive way is absolutely critical to us.
I can hear my kid if she's listening. Yes, anything that will make her feel good about giving me a phone. I can hear it. I can sort of hear it now. Okay, so do people just go into their local CSpire store and just, ask the question, hey, I want the whichever, or tell me more about the Connect and Protect plans?
Absolutely, Rebecca. You can come into your local CSpire store and ask about Connect and Protect. You can go to cspire.com/ Connect and Protect and get more information and all of the free setup guides to help you and your child when the time is right.
I love it. Well, I thank you for your time. Jen, look forward to all the other innovations you guys will be doing, and thanks for protecting our kids. I appreciate that. All right, stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.